Luke, the 3rd chapter, or the 13th chapter, beginning with the 6th through the 10th verse. He spake also this parable. A certain man had a fig tree planted in a vineyard, and he came and sought fruit thereon, and found none. Then said he unto the dresser of the vineyard, Behold, these 3 years I come seeking fruit on this fig tree, and find none. Cut it down. Why cumbereth it the ground? And he answering said unto him, Lord, let it alone this year also, till I shall dig about it and dung it. And if it bear fruit, well, and if not, then after that thou shalt cut it down. The barren fig tree. Let me acknowledge the presence of a very fine friend and member in the person of Mrs. Winona Carr, who is now traveling with the Rosetta Tharpe Company. We were happy to have her with us today. She sang for us beautifully today. We're kind of hoping that she was going to sing tonight, but she's with us also tonight. God bless her in her going and coming. The barren fig tree. The barren fig tree. Jesus always made his parables live. Whatever idea that he wanted to convey, he was imaginative enough and skillful enough in rhetorical presentation to present his thoughts and his pictures in characterization. And how beautiful and how challenging are his characterizations. When he got ready to teach us the lesson of the love of God, yes, sir, he closed it in the characterization of a father with 2 sons. And one went away and the other one stayed at home. When he got ready to show God's concern about those of us who have strayed, yes, sir, he closed the idea and the characterization of a shepherd, yes, searching on wild and barren and lonely hillsides, yes, for sheep that had gone astray. And here he presents a challenging picture to us on the idea of a barren life, an empty life, a life that is lived to no avail, a life that is lived to no good end. Most of the people who have heard me preach through the years have heard me refer to this, that many people that are living in the world today are just here just to make out another number. Yes. They aren't doing anything and aren't trying to do anything. They can't do anything for making excuses and pitying themselves. A great many folk could do a lot better than they're doing if they'd stop feeling sorry for themselves and get up and do something. Because the world doesn't like crybabies. I don't like to meet people and every time you meet them they're crying. Son, why don't you? A lot of things that happen to me, I don't tell people because I know it doesn't help you too much. You see, the world like to go along with a winner. Things may not be going the best with you, and things don't go the best with anybody at all times. There must be some cloudy days as well as some sunshiny days. So some people cannot live a worthy, a life that is constructed. Some people cannot live an abundant life because they are too busy whining and complaining. Too busy making excuses for themselves. So I'm trying to say, my friends, Jesus here, in the characterization of a fig tree that was situated in a favorite spot, with all of the attending advantages, and yet it produced nothing but leaves. Nothing but leaves. Nothing but leaves. Listen, if you please. Now, envisage that fig tree sitting on a sunny hillside. With no encumbrance, with no overshadowing influence to dissipate its energy, with nothing to obstruct it, with the sun and air reaching its branches, and the gardener attending the garden in which it was situated. For not only was it in a good place in a garden, but it was in a favorite spot in the garden. I don't believe you're all friends with me tonight. You look like you kind of sleepy here. It was in a favorite spot in the garden. And not only was it enclosed, and the beast and other things that would injure or hinder it were fenced out, but somebody went in there where it was and attended it. Pray with me if you please. But the owner of the vineyard went by and looked on its branches for figs. The tree was in a good place. The limbs were extended. The foliage was green. And it had all of the appearance of a productive tree. And yet when the owner got there, there were no figs among its branches. Good God Almighty. When the owner searched in vain among its limbs, looked in vain among its leaves, and found nothing, the owner became impatient, and the owner became angry, and the owner denounced the tree and said to the gardener, cut it down. Cut it down. Why does it encumber the ground? To what end is it using the soil and the productivity of the soil? It's not bearing any fruit. It's not helping anybody. So why keep it? Pray with me if you please. But when the owner leveled this indictment and this judgment against this non-productive tree, the gardener who had charge of the garden said to the owner, Lord, spare another year. I wish you'd pray with me. Spare another year. Give it one more year. Let me dig around it. Let me fertilize it. Let me Open up the ground around its roots and let the freezing rain and the fertilizing snow fall in around the root. And then if it doesn't bring forth fruit, cut it down. I wish I had somebody here to pray with me tonight. Cut it down. Cut it down. My brethren and my sisters, I'm afraid that many of us are like the barren fig tree, standing and situated on sunny hillsides of God's grace, standing and living on the sunny hillsides of God's love, with every opportunity to do good, with every opportunity to live worthwhile life, with every opportunity to live constructive life, with every opportunity to renew your promises with God, who told the Lord that I'm going to do something for you. And yet those promises have died, and your life have become a life of leaves. I'm afraid that when the owner of your life, God, looked on the branches of your life, I'm afraid too many of us, he found nothing but leaves. The leaves of excuses, the leaves of self-pity, the leaves of self-indulgence, the leaves of pleasure, the leaves of criticism, the leaves of hiding behind somebody else. I'm afraid that too many of our lives are nothing but leaves. Leaves look good, but they are very little use. They look all right. They dress up the tree, but nobody eats leaves. If you go to a fruit tree, you go there looking for fruit. You don't go there looking for leaves. But I'm afraid that on the branches of our lives we have far more leaves than we have fruit. I'm afraid, my brothers and my sisters, Jesus himself has had to plead on our behalf. Tell God to not cut us down. Petition God on our behalf to let us stand for another year. Too many people, when they pass on to the other side, and we look upon their caskets and see those little words, at rest, too many of them, it means that, doesn't necessarily mean rather that they are at rest. It means the folk that knew them are at rest. Sometimes it means that wife is at rest. Sometimes it means that husband is at rest. Sometimes it means the neighbors are now at rest. Sometimes it means the church that they were members of are now at rest. Isn't it so? I'm trying to say, brothers and sisters, we ought to live so that when we pass on, the world will miss us. Our lives will be like the life of Ingersoll. It is said that when Ingersoll orated and eulogized at the funeral of a friend, he said his life was like, you understand, a sea, a great ocean, for it touched upon many shores of human thought. I think our lives ought to have many facets, many branches of goodwill, that when we are gone, the world will miss us. And somebody will know that somebody worthwhile has passed on. And somebody will be inspired as a result of the fact that we have lived. You know, we like to dream of immortality. We like to dream of living again. But I want to tell you that I want to live again with God. But I want to keep on living in somebody else's life. Oh Lord, I want some boy or some girl to look on me and say, I'd like to be like him. And that my life is better now that I've known it. As I'm going up through life, his words will follow me. And his deeds will not forsake me. I don't believe you're praying with me. Oh Lord. And I hear my God saying right now, I don't believe you know what I'm talking about. Oh Lord, spare him another year. Another year. Yes. I don't want to be a worthless tree. No. I want to be a tree like that tree that was planted on Mount Lebanon. They tell me that the trees on Mount Lebanon, the cedar trees there, that many times the storms rise, many times the winds blow, and tourists wonder why they stand so firm. Oh Lord, but somebody said to them, oh Lord, those trees, they have an anchoring in that mountain. Down in the mountain, there's a rock. Oh yeah, and every cedar on the mountain grows down until it strikes the rock, and then it spreads out thin wide and go down beside the rock. Yes, it does. And then grown under the rock, and the roots tie and mingle themselves together beneath that rock. And when they wrap around the rock, and the rock become a part of that foundation, yeah, the wind may blow and the storm may rise. The old tree may reel and rock from one side to another, but when the wind's over, the tree is standing upright. Yeah, its top been dragging the ground, its body's been twisted. Yeah, but after a while, the storm rise. After a while, the clouds roll away. After a while, yeah, the sunshine. That's what I've tried to do. I'm on the mountain of my God's salvation. Yes, I am. I've let the roots of my faith grow down in the mountain and struck the rock of ages. Yes, and then go on down and wrap around that rock. Yes, and let the wind rock me from side to side. Oh, yeah. Let the wind blow. Let them rock me from one side to another. Let them shake me every day. Yeah. Yeah, when the wind's over. Yeah, when the storm is through blowing. Yeah. I'm going to stand upright on my God's word. I don't believe you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. This year, I'm going to try to do a little better. This year, in 1955, if I live the life of Lee, I'm going to try to do a little better. This year, I'm going to dig around with prayer. This year, I'm going to dig around with faith. This year, I'm going to dig around my life with service. Yes, I am. This year, I'm going to bow a little more. This year, I'm going to sing a little more. This year, I'm going to serve a little more. This year, I'm going to do a little bit more goodwill. This year, I'm going to encourage a little more. Yes, I am. I'm going to try to do a little more. May God bless you. May God bless you. May you all realize that we are all trees, and that we are trees that God is expecting service out of our lives. It's a question of whether or not we're producing the fruit that God is looking for. Yeah.
Drag the net in. Drag the net in. Yes, sir.
Some of you who are listening to me tonight,
take us down home.
May you realize that you've been living a life on you.
Yeah.
Some of you who are listening to me tonight can look among the leaves of your own life and see if you have any fruit there. And you have not lived a profitable life. Remember, Jesus is pleading for you.
Go ahead.
Say, Lord,
Yes, sir.
Lord, spare them another year. Give them another chance. And if they live another year and produce no more fruit after they've been giving a full chance, then Lord, cut them down. Cut them down. But I want to leave with you, since I know I'm a tree in the Lord's garden. And since I know that my God is looking for fruit out of my life, I want to leave with you tonight. I'm on my way to heaven. I think we ought to have an understanding. I think we ought to know what one another. If you're on your way, you ought to say it. If you're on your way, you ought not mind saying it. I'm on my way to heaven. And I think the doors are kept open. The door's open. If you're on your way, you know you've been living a life with me. Know that the princes of your life are not laden with the fruit of God's service. Come home right now. There's one thing I know. Somebody didn't talk that way. Somebody didn't say a mumbling word. Somebody if you know you've been born into this family, you ought not mind saying it and letting the world know. It's one thing I know. You know what I'm talking about? Do you know what being born again means?